সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আপনাদের সবাইকে আবারও আমন্ত্রণ কমিউনিটি ম্যাটার্সে। আজকে আমরা কথা বলছি, ডাজ রিলিজিয়ন ব্রিং আস টুগেদার অর ডাজ ইট ডিভাইড আস মোর দেন এনি টাইম বিফোর? আপনারা জানেন এটা ফেস্টিভ সিজন। ইন 2 days টাইম উই গোয়িং টু সেলিব্রেট Christmas, another time that we spend time with our loved and family members. তো এই সময় একটা রিলেভেন্ট টপিক, যে রিলিজিয়নকে আমাদেরকে এক করে কিনা নাকি আমাদেরকে ডিভাইড করে, তা নিয়ে আজকে আমরা কথা বলছি। স্ক্রিনের নিচে যে ফোন নাম্বার আছে তাতে আপনারা ফোন করে আপনাদের যদি কোনো ওপিনিয়ন থাকে, আপনাদের যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে, তা আপনারা করতে পারবেন। এবং আপনারা জানেন যে আমরা সবসময় চেষ্টা করি যে পার্টিকুলার টপিকের উপর যদি যাদের এক্সপার্টিজ আছে তাদেরকে আমরা গেস্ট হিসেবে নিয়ে আসি। এবং আজকেও এই ব্যাপারে একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট টপিকে কথা বলার জন্য আমাদের কমিউনিটির চারজন খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট ব্যক্তি উপস্থিত আছেন। আমার হাতের অন মাই রাইট হ্যান্ড সাইড I have Mrs. Alison Jones and then Mr. Isakuddin. On my left hand side I have Mr. Saif Townsend, and on my farther left I have Mr. Rafid Jubair Chaudhary. Thank you all four of you for joining us today on NTV Europe Community Matters. And today we are talking about, does religion bring us together or does it divide us more than any time before? On our first segment we were listening to your expertise, your experience in the working in the community, trying to find out the common link. On our second segment we try to focus on the responsibility media should play in shared civilized society, whether they are behaving in a responsible way that they're supposed to behave, and what is our responsibility. So Rafid, if I may start with you, particularly your age demography, you are the future generation, your age demography, all three of them, there is a very important question that the way media is behaving is not very encouraging sometimes, but it is also our responsibility to do the fact check, to do our homework before we start being brainwashed by certain information. Do you think your age demography, they are doing enough fact check, they are looking into much more information before they make their mind? Do you think you guys are doing enough homework before you being brainwashed by certain newspaper article that man has done that from that particular age demography or particular religious or that particular community?
The thing is that nowadays there are so many media outlets out there, so you don't know who to trust.
And social media as well. Social media technology has made our life easier and also difficult.
On Facebook, if you open your Facebook feed page, you're going to say so many news from so many outlets.
Right.
So it's hard to believe, and the thing about factual check, from where are you going to do a factual check? Because we are young,
right.
We don't have that knowledge, we don't have that knowledge of history. Or
but do you have that, okay, say for example you don't have that knowledge,
yeah.
But do you have that enthusiasm, do you have that zeal that I want to find out whether this is correct or not? Why should I just rely on that particular newspaper article? Why I am not reading that particular newspaper? Let's find out the difference. Do you guys are do you have that sort of responsibility? Do you have that feelings of that responsibility? Are you enthusiastic enough to find out the detail?
Yeah, I would say yeah, because to know the history you need to read the book which is out of media, I will
right.
say. So if you want to know about any religion, don't look at the media, look at the history books written by
right.
scholars. So that's how you're going to know about that's how you're going to acquire knowledge about religion, I'd say. Not by watching videos out there in YouTube talking about your religion, which sometimes brainwash so many people,
right.
as far as I know.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very important question that we need to try to find out the answer. And then the point that you mentioned, that with the growth of social media, with the flourishment of social media, you can watch a video very easily, and every mainstream or those particular propagandist media outlet, they have their presence on social media. But how do you differentiate that this newspaper or these particular media outlets is relevant, rational, this newspaper or these particular media outlet is not? How do you differentiate that? Because we are the social media generation, we have seen that the growth of social media in 21st century. How do you differentiate that?
what I do is I just look at the reviews.
Right.
So in the reviews or in the comments section, you're going to see people talking about the thing. So if you see the reviews are good, then it's reliable.
He's clever.
Right.
And if it is not, then it's not reliable.
Right,
This is the common sense for me.
So you look into
Reviews, yeah.
Right.
Reviews, comments, yeah.
Right, then reviews and comments as well, like, because comments is also very important. You can see.
They're
people-
not from look, any people. They're from every single. They're from different types of people.
Right.
So
People from all corners of the
corners
society,
of the society
with different
world,
ideology,
yeah.
different opinion.
yeah,
Okay, it's very important thing, and I
Yeah.
think the young people can, we also can learn about it. That from review and then from comment, you can find out whether that particular media outlet is relevant or not. Thank you for this particular viewpoint, Mr. Seth Townsend. We're going to celebrate Christmas in 2 days' time, but Christmas is not as thrilling or as exciting for everyone. We have seen the
of course.
homelessness has
Exactly.
grown in this country. We
Yes.
have seen the poverty has grown in this country. I don't want to blame any particular political party, but as a country, as a community, we are failing to provide a hope for people. How interfaith organization, how different religious community can come together to help those particular vulnerable people of our community. How do you do that?
Well, there are lots of organizations who are addressing
Right.
the poor, the homeless, some of which have been mentioned already. There are Christian organizations, there are Muslim organizations, there are Jewish organizations. I mean, to mention a Muslim organization, there is an organization called Ramadan Tent.
yeah.
And that happens every year at Ramadan in central London,
Right.
and there are very big marquees, and anyone is welcome to come and eat. You don't have to be Muslim, you don't have to be, you just come along. And we're celebrating Ramadan, the breaking of the feast, the fast of Ramadan. But that organization does other things at other times of the year. There are other Muslim organizations, there are Christian organizations.
And also
but
Hindu
increasingly,
organization as well. Ramakrishna Mission, they
Yes.
do lots of stuff in Camden and other part
Exactly.
of London. Right.
But increasingly there are interfaith organizations that are going out and as interfaith organizations trying to help together. Mitzvah Day, which was a Jewish-led a
Initiative,
mitzvah is a blessing, it's also a command. And we have 613 in Judaism,
Right.
so we've got to look out. But along with that, so many Muslims came, so many Christians came and involved themselves. So I think interfaith, in a country like ours where we have now many faiths and none, there was a time when the church did everything.
Right.
But we can't rely on that any longer because we're more than just a Christian country. And I think interfaith is playing its part very big.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Isaguddin Bhai, if I may ask you the same question, homelessness has grown up, poverty has grown up, we as a society, we as a country, we failing to give hope to people. So how do, interfaith organization, what sort of responsibility they have, what they can do in order to help those vulnerable people of our community, what we can do?
I think there are lots of big charities like Muslim Aid, Islamic Relief, Christian Aid, and a lot of people are doing it. But as a local, there are a lot of affected Muslim young boys and girls too are in the street too.
Right.
It's a new thing happening. And what we're doing, as like last Thursday we went out to Stratford giving food away. we make biranis and vegetables and we go and give food. On Sunday we done it in front of Tesco. I was talking to you. We're giving food to 200 people.
Right.
So this is increased. And what we're saying is at Christmas time, we want nobody in the street without any food.
Absolutely.
If they're staying there, let's give them something. And for them, it's difficult to find a place to live because it's really expensive.
Absolutely.
Life is made really hard for
Absolutely.
us now.
And
It's
particularly
difficult.
during this winter time,
Yes.
Absolutely.
And in Ramadan, just like you said, we have 30 days in our mosque. 30 days, anyone can come. We provide for 500 people. So anyone can come and eat and have the food. And like we also, that's how I met Ellison as well. She runs a night shelter. So actually we took, for a friend of ours, we went and we took some food for them, and it's amazing to sit with them and hear their stories.
The point that you're trying to make is interfaith organization, religious group, trying to reach out to those vulnerable people and try to give them something within the limited capacity. Is that something you're trying to say?
Definitely, but there are people of no faith. They're also doing it too.
Absolutely.
So we can't forget them. They're doing an amazing job as well. But this is how it's going to be. We need to work in hand,
Absolutely.
faith and no faith. We can't. There's no black and white anymore. It's a gray area for everybody.
Absolutely.
We can have a different opinions and different views, but when
But
we
for
come
the-
together, it's a beautiful thing to do. At least
Absolutely.
people are benefiting from it.
Absolutely.
It's important.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Mrs. Ellison Jones, homelessness, poverty, growing up, how we can help, particularly bringing a religious group together to help those vulnerable group of our community, what we can do.
I think first of all you need to start at a local level. We can talk about national levels,
Right.
but in every community there is a need for food banks. In every community there is a need for shelter.
Right.
In every community there is a need for people to visit the old people. And it starts off small. So you find out the community in which you're living, and you can say, what can we do as a community to meet this need? So if there's some homeless people in Tower Hamlets, let's work together, the mosques and the churches together. Now, when I grew up, the sort of background I came in was very fundamentalist Christian. And it would have been, oh, you can't work with Muslims, you can't work with Jews, well, they're not true believers. And I think that's one of the things that does divide, because within every religious group, there are people who say we can't do interfaith work, because if you do interfaith work, it dilutes your position. And I think that is the hardest thing, is the important thing is to remain true to your beliefs.
Right.
And to have those conversations what you believe at the same time as meeting people's needs. And we can meet people's needs a lot better if we talk, rather than talk about the divisions that we have.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Mr. Rafid Jubair Chaudhary, what people of your age demographic can do to help the vulnerable people of our community, homeless people or young people, those who are out there on street, what your age group can do?
What I'd say is that we
very briefly.
Yeah, we have to join groups that is running by struck by him. So, like, they're already established.
Right.
So we don't have to do. We don't have to learn new things. We can just follow them. That's how.
I mean, arrangements are already
everything
there.
is done.
All you have to do to be
It's-
part of that arrangement,
it's
to part of that.
It's just
good cause.
Yeah, manpower.
Right, right. Thank you so very much, Rafid. We are at the very end of our program. Mr. Saif Townsend, definitely you have worked for quite a long time for community, particularly for interfaith group. People, those who have taken different view about religion, thinking that religion divides us, what's your final message for them?
Well, I think just look at us. The fact that we're supporting each other means that we're not divided. We're here together. We're Christian, we're Muslim, we're Jewish, and we are together. And also there are all the other faiths, I mean, the Buddhists who we work with, and
Hindus.
all the other places. And I'm thinking of the Hare Krishna people who go out and take food to the homeless. And the thing is to support each other, regardless of what religion they are.
Thank you very much. What is your message to them, people, those who are taking a different view about religion?
Can I
In
say
5
to-
seconds.
5 seconds. I think the best way is ignorance is a problem. We need to know, and that's when you respect.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ellison, what is your final
To
message?
look at the
to
ways
people?
where we can connect so that we can grow and learn from each other.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much, all four of you, for joining us today. সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, আজকে কমিউনিটি ম্যাটার্সে আমরা কথা বলছিলাম, does religion bring us together or does it divide us more than any time before? আপনারা সবাই ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন, মেরি ক্রিসমাস, এবং আপনাদের ফ্যামিলি ফ্রেন্ডস সবার সাথে এই হলিডে সিজন এনজয় করবেন। আপনার ভালো ক্রিসমাস কাটুক সেই আশায় শেষ করছি। আগামী সপ্তাহে আবার আপনাদের সাথে দেখা হবে। থ্যাংক ইউ অ্যান্ড টেক কেয়ার।